Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie Fonts. During this short Aging Untold Plus program, we will go over some of the issues that affect folks in our hometowns and across the country. So let's dive in. The American College of Sports Medicine has published its annual Worldwide Fitness Trends Forecast. And one of the biggest trends this year is fitness programs for older adults. There is increased demand for this group to stay active while aging. I was able to take a look at some of the ways the YMCA of Virginia's Blue Ridge is building programming to keep up with this demand. When looking around the Salem Family YMCA, you'll notice the clientele is looking a little different. That's because more and more people age 65 and older are coming here looking for ways to stay active.
As people grow older and they see declines in maybe balance or strength or bone density, they tend to come to us and they're looking for options and things that they should be doing to maintain those, improve those as they age, so that they can continue to be active and independent throughout their life.
To meet that demand, Kyle says they're developing programming that focuses on low intensity, flexibility, strength, and balance. Programming that is perfect for people like Karen and Carl Varela, who found that as they got older, mobility and strength training is more important than ever.
And once you hit a certain age, and I'll say 60 was mine, you go to the doctor and you have things you have to be concerned about that you didn't have to be before. You need to be active, things like blood pressure, flexibility, coordination, right? Even just mental, you're not as stimulated in different areas.
Karen and Carl started coming to this Y about 3 years ago, and at first were not too sure if they'd like it. However, that changed quickly. Karen suffers from MS, and Carl has found movement after surgery difficult. But the classes offered here, like Tai Chi, are perfect for what they need now.
This particular Tai Chi is really gentle, and it's calming. It kind of calms your mind. And as you get older, women in general, all of our lives, your minds tend to take in a lot. We're analytical people. And I feel like it kind of calmed me down. And Dink was just really good about do what you can do. And she gives you motions and things to do. So I felt like it helped with my balance, a little bit with my strength maybe. And definitely my mind.
It was, for me, very beneficial as far as physically. Mentally also, it proved that I can still do certain things.
That encouragement keeps them coming back, and they say there's another benefit: meeting a community of people their age who also want the same things.
We weren't thinking it would become a social thing for us, but it did. But mostly it was just to take care of our health. It was just to keep moving.
It's that movement they want to encourage here and have geared some of their classes so that those with mobility issues can also take part.
We've really been focused lately on including a lot more chair-based options for people who maybe don't have as much independence or abilities to go through a full class on their own, and they may need a little bit of support.
Creating a safe place that meets the needs for those who want to age well into their later years.
At this stage of our lives, this is fantastic. It keeps us moving. It keeps us motivated. Yeah, we're healthy, and we get to meet some fabulous people.
I thought I was going to hate the gym. I truly thought I was going to hate the gym. He drugged me into the gym. And then I became so attached to it that when he's ready to sit down and watch a movie, I'm like, oh, I think we should go to the gym. And then he does, and he loves it. We're really good motivation for each other.
According to Gallup's latest polling, slightly less than half of American adults have a will. Additionally, upper-income Americans are much more likely than lower-income Americans to report having a will. However, if you think estate planning is only for the wealthy, think again. Here now is a look at what you can do to protect your loved ones from unnecessary financial and emotional hardships. It's a term many people are not familiar with: intestate. And it's the term for dying without a legal will. When someone dies this way, your state's probate court and succession laws determine how your property will be distributed, not you or your family.
If you have done nothing else about planning for your death, then the laws of intestacy are going to come in and they're going to fill in the gaps. However, they don't fill in the gaps likely the way that you want to fill in the gap.
I was able to talk with a probate and estate attorney, Don Ford, about the most common financial consequences they see when there's no will. He says when someone dies without a will, surviving family members often face months of probate delays, unexpected legal fees, and frozen assets at the worst possible time.
Let's say mom and dad have amassed a bank account, they've got cars, they've got a house, things like that, and they might have in their minds how they want to leave that to their kids. But if they haven't made a will, then state law is going to come in and is going to dictate how those assets get divided between their family members.
Dying without a will also fuels family conflict. Many family members will end up arguing about what they believe they're due or what they say the loved one promised them before they died. This only gets escalated when a court is making the decisions instead of the deceased.
You take the scenario where mom and dad have always said, look, when I die, the china goes to our daughter, the guns go to our son, we want this to go to this person, this to go to that person. Well, if you haven't designated that in a will and done something to actually plan for that, the law doesn't recognize that. And so on the back end, mom always told me I was going to get this. Sorry, you don't get it now. I want part of it also, and I've got a right under the law to get part of it. And so those conflicts that exist because mom and dad said they wanted things, but they didn't document it well, really fuel a lot of fights between the siblings or the family members.
The best way to avoid all of this is to have a will that clearly lays out your wishes. There are several services around the Roanoke Valley that offers assistance, including free services to low-income residents. There are also services available from the Bar Association. We posted some agencies you can contact over on our website. Well, who said we have to slow down as we age? I recently had the opportunity to talk with a local expert who helps seniors age in their homes about changing that narrative. He's written a book about flipping the script on this thinking, arguing that getting older can be a beautiful stage in life, full of purpose and meaning. I first met Chris Moore when I toured one of his remodeling jobs of a Salem couple's home. He took their space and transformed it so they could stay in their home as they aged. It's through this work, helping people age safely and comfortably at home, that Chris noticed something powerful. Many of us avoid planning for aging because we wrongly associate it with decline.
People perceive that getting older is a terrible thing.
Chris sat down with me recently on Here at Home to talk about that discovery when working with area seniors. He says his research into active, engaged older adults tells a very different story, one where aging can be a powerful stage of life.
I believe that the difference begins with mindset. I read a book called Breaking the Age Code by Becca Levy. She's a Yale professor, and her research shows that by having a positive outlook about your aging, you add 7.5 years to your life.
Seniors like Huddleston residents Bill and Ave Wenzel are proof. This couple is thriving at 197 years young. I was able to sit down with the couple in their home to talk about their perspective about getting older.
I just don't think about it. I just go along, enjoy it. Enjoy life.
And when speaking with the couple, you see they do just that. Instead of focusing on their age, they focus on the things that bring happiness and meaning to their lives, their hobbies, their family, and their faith.
I think it is a frame of mind of being careful, of continuing who you are in terms of our church is important and worshiping. I do a lot of reading. We do the swimming we were just talking about. All of those things are important.
And by focusing on what truly matters makes all the difference.
Oh, we've been tremendously blessed.
And she says, yes.
We have 4 sons. And they all relate to each other so well. We have great relationships, family relationships. Couldn't be better.
And even as their 4 sons finished up fulfilling careers and retired, did the idea of getting old
cross their minds.
And when all 4 of them retired, I said to myself, you're getting old.
Chris's book, Age Out Loud, is available online. It's full of great stories like the Wenzels about changing our thinking about getting older. We posted a link over on our website. Multi-generational living is becoming the norm rather than the exception. I was able to speak with the CEO of one company that is leading the way in building what's called accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, about this new solution for seniors and their families.
More seniors are rethinking what retirement and aging in place looks like. Instead of moving into expensive senior living facilities, many seniors are instead considering a different option: multi-generational living. This type of living situation offers a way to stay independent, but while also staying close to family.
Instead of sending them to a retirement facility or community that costs so much money, and it's impersonal and it's far away from home, they want to keep grandma close and they want to reduce expenses.
These ADUs, or granny flats as they're sometimes called, are small spaces that can be tailored to a homeowner's needs.
At its core, it is a bedroom, a bathroom, a living space, and a kitchen on the same lot as another home.
John says he's done work for homeowners who want to add music or art studios, gyms or yoga spaces. But more and more people are looking at it as a way to give their parents a space of their own.
They move grandma into the back, and that allows them to keep family close, allows them to continue living independently and having their level of freedom, but still staying close and safe with the family.
These types of setups are beneficial for both parties and protects the family unit.
I think it's only in the last few generations that we've gone away from the multi-generational living. But for example, my parents, when they were growing up, they had 3, if not 4 generations of family living with them, as well as cousins and extended family as well. So it was not that long ago that the household unit was more than just parents and kids. So going back to that way of living makes so much sense.
And these units can be anywhere from 400 square feet to up to 1,200 square feet. It's really important before you start thinking of building one to check with your city or county codes to see what you can build on your property. We've included more information on these units over on our website. And that's our time for this episode of Aging Untold Plus. We will continue to have local Aging Untold stories every week, along with 2 shows every day at 9 a.m. and at 6:30. But for now, I'm Natalie Fawns. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.